This last winter, while deep down in Mexico, this cat Bernardo showed up, and at one point we took a trip across. We rode, I don't know, for a few weeks around Mexico together, and split up and back together. And there's some interesting video there. We had some interesting times, interesting stuff happened, camping along the road, same stuff as usual. In this first, so I'm going to make a little series out of that, I think. And this is just kind of the first video here leading into that. And so let's get it rolling. Okay, now I only stayed 2 nights at the beach with the guys until, as long as it took me to find a place in the jungle that I could use. And I did that for 2 reasons. One is because the beach campground is $12 a night. And the other reason is because I like having my own private place. The beach campground gets full. When there's holidays, it fills up. There's people around. And I've never found a good spot at it that I really like. They like being on the beach. Everybody likes it but me. Another thing, too, is it floods out when it rains. But right now, what we're going to do is take a look at their camps and see what they've been up to. These things are for rent over here. They're overpriced, I think, though. They got a bathroom right in there. Hot showers, too. We got an interesting case too. We got a guy who rode in here on an old bike. Me and him have really hit it off and spent a lot of time talking. But the bike's actually older than mine. Let's take a look at it. See if we can get it to zoom in over there and get the colors right. This is the place they're staying. John's Diner. Oh, a chair for me. What do you know? We're going to focus in on Bernardo here.
Fucking patient zero.
Yeah.
The whole fucking city sick.
Yeah, because he's been sick for the last few days. He's got that stomach thing. We almost always get it. I gave him the medicine for it. He waited a long time before he took it. He was feeling pretty sick by the time I gave you that. I started taking him right away for his gut. It's you once you get used to the food, you like. It's pretty common. More often than not, we get sick once. You take these pills, cost like $5. You take those in a couple days and you're fine, and then it's over. But Bernardo pushed it until he got himself feeling really fucked up. But I want you to show us your bike, Bernardo. You gonna do it?
Alright.
He don't want to do it.
A picture of a really nice Stelvio.
You want to leave it right there or push it out?
Yeah, it's fine right there, man.
6,000 miles on it.
This here, we've got us a 19...
2020.
89 Ultra Classic.
89 Ultra, a couple years older than mine, and we are 1,000 miles south of the border. Yeah, we are. From where? Yeah, from Arizona border. Yeah. So he rode in here without us. Came in after we showed up, right? Came in here by yourself. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. So like, you got less miles than me though. So what we got?
Oh, just a little. Yeah, it's. I'm guessing 50,000. I don't think it's 150,000 because I got it with low miles and it looked. I mean, if you just look at the thing, the paint looks great.
It does.
You know, the engine, the original engine I have isn't as nice looking as that one. That's a replacement engine.
Why'd you replace the motor?
I didn't. I bought it like that.
Oh, somebody put a different motor in?
Put that in, and then they gave me the original.
Oh,
and the original's sitting right there, and I go, what's that? I checked the numbers and brought it with me. So I don't know why they pulled it out, but
did you get a deal on it?
Yeah.
How much you pay for this?
$1,500.
You paid $1,500, but you had to do some work.
I did all the work, and I had to put in $6,000
$1,500 bucks you bought this whole bike for?
needed
All that shit with only 50,000 miles on it?
That's why I'm thinking maybe it is 150.
Don't look like it.
It doesn't look it, so it's kind of confusing because it was worn out.
Anyways, look at that. It's just like mine, couple years older. Got the oil tank up here, got the old style dashboard. It's just pretty much like mine, what it is, with less miles on it.
Yeah.
Well, in better shape. Looks like it's in better shape.
Not for long if I keep this up.
Nah, well, no. That's what happens when you ride the fuck out of them, dude. They get all, you get your first scratches, then you're upset, then after a while you get more scratches and you don't care anymore.
No.
You're like, oh, there's another one.
Yeah, I had to get over the rust and the scratches.
There is a way to keep from getting all the scratches, though.
Don't ride it.
Don't ride it. Don't ride it, and you won't. Yeah, put it in the garage. That's the kind of bike you want to buy, not have.
Yeah, it's the same thing I tell people.
What made you want to come all the way down here, man?
Well,
Look at this cat's tent. The wind's blowing it away. Yeah, let's hear it.
Well, my plan was I wanted to relocate. I'm from up north in Massachusetts, and it's too cold up there most of the year, and I'm into riding so much that I wanted to relocate to the south. So the only way I could figure to do it is if I got rid of everything, did some traveling on my bike, and then I could see where I wanted to be, and I could just travel around and look. So it got a little cold for me, so I figured I'd come down to Mexico and hide here for the winter, and then start looking again in the spring.
For another place to live?
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what he does. I just find it interesting that there's a bike down here older than mine.
And they run good too.
Yeah, it does. It runs good. So another thing is Bernardo does all his own work. All your own mechanical work.
Mechanical work.
He's as good a mechanic as me or better, really. We had to do some stuff with my bike since we've been here, and he was actually extremely helpful in figuring it out. So I had some little problem that I didn't know what it was. Wasn't a little problem, made a lot of noise, but we got it worked out. His ideas really mostly. So we have John. Everybody knows John because they've seen him around. And we have John too. This is John too. And he's camped over here. John, I'm kind of hoping you'll show us your bike.
Sure.
Will you?
Yeah.
Come on.
All right. It's pretty dirty.
You're worried about it's dirty. But you see this bike, this is an interesting one to be having in a place like this. Fucking windy on the beach, man. What do you think of that? It's a goddamn Buell. With Sportster motor in it, kind of Buell. What prompted you to want to come down here?
Get away from the cold weather.
Why? Where are you from? I didn't never even ask you that.
Well, I live in New Mexico.
Yeah, New Mexico
right up-
gets cold though, man.
Right by the Colorado border. Very cold.
It's a southern state, but I tell people, like, I'm going to move to New Mexico because I want to get out of this cold weather. I'm like, you're going the wrong place. Just because it's south, there's just too much altitude.
8,000 feet.
Yeah, it's where the Rocky Mountains come down there.
And last night it was 9 degrees below zero.
Really, it's January right now. You see what I'm wearing?
Yeah.
Right. How long are you going to stay with us, man?
I'm going to head down to Oaxaca probably next week.
Oaxaca. That's right, you've been wanting to go to the city of Oaxaca.
Yeah, then to Yucatan, and then back up.
It'll be a ride for you.
Yeah, it was good. The ride here was great.
Yeah.
Came down Baja, took the ferry across. The ferry was horrible.
Really?
Terrible, terrible.
I've ridden that ferry a few times.
I hated it. I didn't have a room, and I didn't have a seat. So you had to sit on the deck.
Didn't you have your bedding? You
No,
just
I
put
didn't
your
have
camp
anything.
up.
I know, I should have, I did.
You didn't have your camp?
I just hung out in the bar.
Last time I went, I just put my bed right next to my bike down there on where we were parked.
They won't let you do that anymore.
Since when?
I tried, and they were like, no, you got to go up on deck.
They didn't let you bring your bed up to the deck and sleep?
No,
on?
you can.
Ah, that's
Okay.
a new one.
And it's long. It was like 10 hours.
Well, it's 13 hours.
Okay, 13.
It used to be 18. They've got faster ships now.
Yeah, and then I came down, went to Durango, and then came down to Guadalajara, and then here.
That's a hell of a ride, that ride up to Durango.
Very good.
That is something else.
It was beautiful.
Yeah. And you already been here a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Getting
like
bored?
A little bit. But what's nice is, one, you're on the beach, and two, you can walk right to town.
I know, this place is, wait a minute, my arm gets tired. This place is really addictive.
Yeah, you don't need your bike.
No, that's the problem. Your bike ends up sitting, and then you're charging your phone, and then after a while your motor
And
won't
you got
start.
rust on the
Everybody has that problem. Yeah, you guys are on the beach right here.
Yeah.
How old are you?
59.
59.
Yeah.
Bunch of geezers around here. Except for Bernardo.
Yeah,
he's a kid. And I think he's in his 30s or 40s.
Yeah, it's in his 40s.
40s. Anyway, so this is it. This is the place. Yeah. Let's go see what all the campground flakes are doing. I mean, these guys, man, they do this shit like every day. Corey's over there. I don't know if you can see his bike. It's what they do all the time. This is it, huh? I'm gonna get you guys in your natural habitats. What do you got?
A brownie, man.
Oh, thank you, man.
A regular brownie, not one of those electric ones. Electric Kool-Aid, not even vegan-free or non-GMO, none of that. Hello.
My God, look at him.
I started traveling with a group of guys that, they rode shovel heads and they camped out wherever they felt like it. And I really, it was 2002 or 3 or 4, and I stopped traveling. I started out on a panhead, and then I got into traveling on the panhead in New England, just in New England and New York and Pennsylvania.
Really?
And it was a hardtail, and I got into enough accidents that I rode my buddy's FXR, and I was like, oh man, I'm like rubber mounted, rear suspension. So I bought a Dyna. I bought a twin cam Super Glide. It was my first new anything, and I set it up, and I started traveling, and then it was the most fun I ever had. I had never had more fun than that. Packing up, I didn't know where I was going to spend the night. I didn't know where I was going to sleep. I didn't really care, because every night, even if I was lonely at times, but eventually there was like nice people and a cool spot like this, and that really exploded it for me. And then I started going. I instead of a week or 2 weeks, I'd go for a month, and then I'd take 2 months. And now, I've been on the road for like 2.5 months, and I couldn't be happier. So I lost my license, and riding was my life, was everything, and I couldn't do it for the first time since I got my license. And it was my first time going on YouTube, and I was looking up travel videos because I couldn't do it anymore. And at the time, you had like 2 videos up. And I watched them over and over again, and I couldn't wait for another one to come out. And then it was like I had to wait like a year or something for another video.
In the beginning, I just wasn't doing it.
And it saved me mentally, because it was hard being trapped up in Boston in the snow, and then in the summertime not being able to ride. And so thank you for your videos, because I know it's a lot of work, and you're putting yourself out there, but that helped me you know, and there were others, but yours was the most because you were traveling, you were living the way I would travel during my vacations. You know, just hit the road, camp everywhere, and no one else had another video. And I believe still to this day, not many people, nobody has video. You know, I've even like, I like to go to the Circle K's. I don't know why. I guess maybe I like their coffee, I like the people, but I noticed they start having robots now that ring you up. And I told the lady I refused to get gas there, and I was leaving, and the lady tried to stop me. She's like, "Oh, you can pay me." I'm like, "No, you guys got robots working here. I'll get gas somewhere else."
I do the same
And
thing.
she goes, "What? I don't like it either. Give me a petition. I'll sign it." I'm like, "We don't need a petition. We just stop using our money, and we don't need no petition. They'll pull those things out if we stop using them."
I do the same thing. I do it in the grocery stores. I'll wait in the line longer just because I want to keep that person having their job.
And the person...
That's what we need to think about ourselves as a people, as a whole. You know, most don't. They think about, well, I don't have time, I'm going to use the robot, you know, and I'm like...
Well, even the person behind the counter, she's given her own job away. She's training people to not use her as a person, and whether that's not her end job or not, but somebody else is going to need that job. It needs to be there. Even in my hometown, I'd go to the hardware store for a part for a lawnmower, and I'd have the part number. I made it easy on him. I'd have the part number and everything, cash. And I go there, and the guy, I don't think we have it. He wouldn't even look. I don't think we have it. Why don't you? And he tells me, he goes, why don't you just go online and order it online? I'm like, dude, I'm trying to keep your store open. You know, I know he's not the owner, but still.
People don't think of ourselves as a whole, and I try to, and you do, but it's kind of a losing battle.
Well,
but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to continue to do it anyway because it's what feels right.
Right.
You know, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try to support our people, even if it's an inconvenience to me. You know,
I used to be more outspoken about it, but I noticed that everybody around me, like I'd say, "Hey, that doesn't seem right," and I'd say something about it, and then I noticed the people around me, they would just clam up. They didn't want to stick their head out. They weren't saying, "Hey, yeah, let's not do that." You know, they all
people are the main problem.
Yep.
It's our problem really isn't non-compliance, it's compliance. I heard somebody say that. People just do what they're told. It's like they're slaves. I just do what the master tells me, you know.
Yeah. And people, even if you warn people, you know, it's like I heard someone say, like, if a train's coming down the railroad tracks and you're yelling at the person, "Hey, get out of there, watch out." You know, it's like the same thing. You're telling people of an impending danger, and they don't want to listen.
They want to listen. It's weird. It's really weird. And it's you know, it's part of the reason that societies come and go. I talked Bernardo into leaving his beach. It take a lot of talking when you've been here 7 weeks.
Yeah, almost.
That's it behind us, right? Yeah, so we're taking off for a little town in the mountains, and it's not too far off. I've been there before. But boy, you can get sucked into the vacuum of this place, right?
It's hard to leave.
So we're going to get out of here. Let's see what we got going here. And what you got here is you got the life of Riley here. The life of ease and very addictive. Last year we had 2 guys show up, and they were on a trip around the country. They were taking a trip all around the country. They stayed 2 weeks. And then they were going to leave, and then they decided not to leave. And then the next day they told me, they said, well, we just decided to stay here. They stayed here 3 months and went home.
Yeah. I was only planning on staying here a couple weeks.
What have you been here now? 7?
It's at least. No, 7. Yeah. Yeah.
So, but I get to a place where I absolutely just am done with the town, and I'm there now. It's a curse, but it's a blessing. I mean, that's what keeps me doing this, right? I get to where I'm just like, I can't stand another day in this place.
I miss riding, so I'm ready to go
So we're going to, yeah, it's only I think the map says 2.5 hours, but it'll take longer. There's the girl in my pants, my old pants. You look good in my pants, baby.
Oh, we will.
Yeah, you're gonna miss us.
So I don't have to name yet the last the guys.
They're from the Netherlands. Uh-oh, am I gonna be in the way?
Nope. No, they're not supposed to be coming through here.
So we're getting out of here, and I got some new pants and left my old ones over there for anybody who wanted them.
Slipped right in them.
Yeah. And she's like, do I owe you any? I'm like, no. So we're gonna hit the road. This is us. Well, we all know I got this 1991 bucket of bolts. And Bernardo here with this nice 1998
Like new.
Ultra. Yeah, like new. Wow, it's a lot better than mine. I think it's only got like 50,000 on it. I got just under 200,000. So we're gonna hit the road. We are leaving the campground. And I don't have a GoPro on. All that means is I gotta do this one-handed. Which you can't always do around here. We're going the wrong way on a one-way street. That's what's happening here. There's too many of them for them to sit down. There's no room. They all gotta stand up. Let's see if I can get around these boys. Here we are in the city traffic. We gotta go through this city. I got Bernardo behind me. We got two old bikes. We're hoping we don't break. A Learjet. Look at that. Agave. It's the plant they make the tequila with. Oh, look at this. Got a problem. Wow. Stopping in here for just to kill some time, get off this bike. Want some coffee? Yeah. All right. Let's see if the same lady still works here. I liked her. Yep, there she is.
Hola,
Hola, mi amiga.
¿cómo estás?
Bien. ¿Y tú?
Bueno, ya de regreso.
Sí.
¿Cómo les fue el camino?
Mande?
¿Cómo les fue en el camino? ¿Bien?
What's fue mean?
So, where are you going?
Oh, mascota.
Ajá.
Yeah, mascota.
Hermano
Mascota.
mascota.
Sí. ¿Tiene café?
Sí, sí.
¿Un taza para
¿Una
mí?
taza?
Y
Otro.
dos tazas.
Dos tazas.
Sí.
Ya mucho tiempo que no venía.
Mucho tiempo. Yo no veo a ti. No, don't see you. Been here before. She remembers me.
Se me hace que no hay agua.
So I was in here. She was making beans here at work because they had a way to heat them. And she had them. They were just like hard, so you have to soak them. And she was making them for her grandkids and then taking a bus to see them. Because she don't have a stove at home. All right. Gracias.
Nada. This hill is super steep.
whole town is cobblestone. The whole goddamn town. Oh, a speed bump. Then they put speed bumps in the middle of the cobblestone. Ferreteria. That's a hardware store.